Hello, children. Today we are going to read this chapter that is chapter 2 nouns. Further, in the previous video, I taught you about what nouns are, and over there, I also talked about common noun and proper noun. Today, we are going to deal with collective nouns, and along with that, we are also going to deal with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. But before that let us try to summarize what I had taught you previously. So, in the previous class, I had taught you that noun is the name of a person, place, that's person, animal, place, a thing. That is a noun is a naming word. And after that, we read that if there's a noun that's a common name of a person, animal, place, a thing, then that is called a common noun. And particular names of person, animal, place, and things are called what? Proper nouns. So today, let's start reading here from here. That is collective nouns. So over here, you can see. Look at these sentences. A herd of deer is behind the bush. So you can see there are one, two, three, four deer, and they are behind what? They are behind the bush. So a herd of deer. The word herd is what? Is an example of collective noun because herd refers to a group of, that is a group of what? Deer. A pride of lion lives in the forest. So you can see over here there are uh, two lions, and along with that there's a cub also over there. So in this picture, what is being showed over here, it is trying to show that there are more than one lion, then automatically there are lions over there. So group of lions over here, the word that we are using for the group of lions is what? Pride. So a pride of lions lives in the forest. In example number 3, you can see a pack of playing cards has 52 cards. So over here you can see a pack of cards is shown, and it is said that this pack of card consists of, that is there are 52 cards in one pack of cards. So how many group, that is a group of things, that is group of cards, that is 52 cards together make what? A pack of cards. So the word herd refers to the group of deers, the word pride refers to the group of lions, the word pack refers to the group of playing cards. The words which are used to refer to the groups of people, animals, or things are called collective nouns. So what you need to keep in mind, that collective nouns are words which are used to refer to the groups of people, animals, or things. And over here words like herd, pride, and pack are examples of what? Collective nouns. The word herd, pride, and pack are collective nouns. Some more collective nouns are given here, like an army of soldiers, a gaggle of geese, a herd of cattle, a swarm of bees, a brood of chickens, a flock of birds, a litter of pups, a bundle of sticks, a crowd of people, a cluster of trees, a soul or school of fish, and a pack of wolves. So these are some more examples of collective nouns. So here you need to remember that collective nouns are words, that is they are also nouns, they are also names of what? Groups of people, animals, or things. So these are words which are used to refer to groups of peoples, animals, or things. So now let's read further. You can see over here, let's learn. You have learned about common and proper noun. Yes, I have taught you about common nouns and proper nouns. Over here it says that proper nouns are names of particular people, animals, places, or things. This you already know. They are usually used in singular form. Yes, like if I say your name. So let's take for example your name is Ram. So when I am saying Ram, then it is a singular. That is, we are using it in singular form. I am not saying Rams. But when I say leaf, it can have a plural form, that is leaves, L-E-A-V-E-S, leaves. So over here you need to remember that proper nouns, they are used in singular form, they cannot be counted. Like Rekha is a girl, you can see in the book itself, Rekha is a girl. The Ganga is a river, so Ganga is the name of a river. Similarly, Delhi is a big city of India. So over here it's written, common nouns are names of people, places, animals, and things. Most of the common nouns have a singular as well as plural form. Like lion is called lions, plural form of lion is lions, flower, the plural form is flowers, the plural form of girl is girls. They can be counted as 2 lions, 10 flowers, 5 girls, and 100 ants. So, some of the nouns, that is, some of the common nouns, can have what? Plural forms. Like over here, you can see lions, flowers, girls, ants. However, but there are some common nouns that cannot be counted. So you need to remember there are some common nouns that cannot be counted, like milk, water, sugar, weather, sunlight, love, luck, anger, etc. So you never say milks, you never say waters, you never say sugars, etc. So we cannot count them as five milk, five luck, five sunlight, and six anger. So over here, what you need to keep in mind that some common nouns, they don't have their plural form. That's plural form and singular form, they are same. That's milk, we don't have the word milks. Instead, we don't have the word waters, we don't write waters. So we cannot count them. So the nouns that can be counted are called countable nouns, and the nouns that cannot be counted are called uncountable nouns. So the words, that is the common nouns like lion, flower, girl, ants, etc., these are what? These are countable nouns. But the words, that's the nouns like milk, water, sugar, weather, sunlight, love, luck, which cannot be counted, they are what? Examples of uncountable nouns. So uncountable nouns can give the idea of quantity or quality, but not of the number. So you need to remember over here that uncountable nouns give us the idea, means it gives us concept of quantity. It helps us in understanding the quantity or quality, but not the number. So I cannot say I have one water at home, or I cannot say I have one rice at home, because if I say I have one rice at home, then that's going to be incorrect. However, it's going to give me an idea of I have some, let's say I have some water at home, let's also say I have some sugar at home. So automatically some gives us some idea about how much water I have at home. So over here you can see examples provided are clean water. So clean water is giving us an idea of the quality of water. What kind of water do I have? I have clean water, then that water is what? Clean, it's not dirty. Over here the next example provided is enough of water. So I have enough of water, I am saying mean I have plenty of water. I have that much water that I need, enough I have. Similarly, dirty water gives us the idea that that water which I have is polluted, that's dirty. Some water gives us the idea that I have some amount of water. When I say I have no water, it gives us the idea that about the I have the it gives us the idea of the quantity of water, that is I don't have any water at all. So over here in this chapter, what did we read? We read that these nouns are of many types. So over here we dealt with this proper noun, we dealt with common noun, we dealt with this collective noun, and after that we also read that these nouns can be uncountable and countable. Those nouns that can be counted are called countable nouns, and those nouns that cannot be counted are called uncountable nouns. So children, we are going to stop here for today. That is day after tomorrow, I'll be sending you the answers of chapter 1, and one day later I'll be sending you the answers of chapter 2. You need to copy those answers in your English grammar book. I hope you have purchased your English grammar book. You need to copy those answers in your English grammar book with the help of a pencil, and there is no need for you to send those answers back to me. You simply need to copy those answers, but while copying the answers, kindly be attentive and don't make any mistakes. So we are going to stop here for today. Children, thank you.